Hello and welcome to Traveling with Luigi. In this episode, my wife and I will visit the Mission, Tejas State Park. But where is this park? Well, it is located to the north of Houston George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Texas, about 2 hours drive, midway between Dallas and Houston. The park is at the north end of the Davy Crockett National Forest. If you enjoy the Pineywoods, hilly topography, and visiting a historical site while learning a bit about history, then this is the park for you. Upon arrival, you should park and go to the visitor center to obtain your day pass or camping pass. For under $5 per adult, you can enter the park. Here, we are going to obtain our passes, and we noticed a nice environmental project, a rainwater collection system with a couple of tanks. Rainwater is used to flush the toilets in the restrooms, estimated at 45,000 times per year. Any overflow irrigates a garden nearby. Here are the restrooms on the right. We found the building to be fairly new, very clean and neat. Let us show you the inside of the visitor center. Welcome to the Mission, Tejas State Park. From 1686 to 1692, the Spanish identified a 2,500 miles route from Guerrero in Mexico to Louisiana. It passed through Laredo, San Antonio, and what is now this park. Frequent travelers of this important road in the early settlement of Texas included French traders, Caddo Native American people, and Spanish priests. When the road network was new, roads were narrow, only wide enough for people to go on foot. Later, the Spanish brought horses and more travelers. The roads grew and eventually became wide enough for large ox carts as the one you see here. These carts could carry a lot of goods to and from towns and farms. Okay, we got our tickets and it's time to visit the first historical landmark, the Rice Log Home. We are going to get a glimpse of a dream realized by one family who trekked the El Camino Real de los Tejas in search of wealth, opportunity, and adventure. In 1828, Joseph and Willie Masters Rice built a log home close to El Camino Real. They added on to the cabin for the next 10 years. The Rice family donated the log home to the state of Texas in 1973, and Texas Parks and Wildlife moved it to the park. According to tradition, Joseph Rice built room number 1 in 1828, the one you are looking at here. It served as a multi-purpose dwelling in which the entire family cooked, ate, and slept. Rice gave room number 1 to his grandson, John Rice, in the 1860s. Sometime between 1828 and 1838, Rice added this dog trot and rooms 2 and 3. During hot weather, the family and visitors sat, ate, washed, and often slept in the dog trot to take advantage of breezes funneled through the passageway. Rooms 2 and 3 are joined by a double fireplace on the common wall. This type of construction is sometimes referred to as saddlebag construction because the roof of the house sits across the common chimney like saddlebags on a horse. There are many 19th century homes with dog trots and some with saddlebag construction, but the Rice home is one of the few with both. This is the back of the house. Room number 1 will be the one with the single chimney on the right hand side, followed by rooms number 2 and 3 from right to left. Note the chimney in the middle of rooms 2 and 3. When Rice first built the home, it might not have had any windows, or only a small, shuttered one. Porches were common in most Texas log homes and provided shade during the hot Texas summers, as well as a storage area for saddles, riding gear, etc. during rainy weather. On a deposit room nearby, we spotted this coach. We don't have much information about it though. Let us continue our journey inside the park. At Mission, Tejas State Park, you can hike, fish, camp, watch nature, explore history, and geocache. We love the hilly topography of this park. With a maximum elevation above sea level of 552 feet or 168 meters, there are 8.5 miles of trails ranging from easy to challenging, so there will be fun for everyone. When it comes to camping, you can choose from 15 sites with electric and water, and 2 sites with water only. Restrooms with showers are nearby. This is an example of a campsite with electricity. There are 12 of these for $15 per night. Campsites with electricity, but only for tents as the ones you see here, for $15 per night, and last, campsites with water only for $10 per night. As we continue our journey into the park, we come to this fork. So we are going to take a ride to go to our favorite spot, the pond. After parking our van, we start on the Tejas Timber Trail that runs around the pond. We love the views this time of the year, so peaceful and relaxing. Fishing is allowed in this pond. You can actually borrow fishing gear from the park. Make sure you ask about it when you check in. This last shot of the Tejas Timber Trail gives you an insight on how the trails look like in this park. What a beautiful hike through the woods. Alright, moving on to the second and probably most important historical site in this park, the Commemorative Mission. In the 1600s, Spain founded a Catholic mission to reinforce its claim to the East Texas territories ahead of the French. In 1690, Spain sent Franciscan friars to found Mission de San Francisco de los Tejas, possibly located to the west of the actual Mission Tejas State Park. The Spanish friars attempted to convert the native Caddo to Christianity while making them subjects to the Spanish crown. Conflict arose when native people blamed disease outbreaks on the baptismal waters, and the Spaniards accused them of theft. The Spanish abandoned the mission less than a decade later after burning it and retreating to Mexico. The Spanish never achieved the level of success in East Texas that they desired. The Spanish friars returned to rebuild the mission in 1716, but renewed conflict between France and Spain caused them to again abandon it in 1719. Let us take you now to the Amphitheater, an Eagle Scout project restoration dedicated February 2016. It has electrical power and some benches for the public to sit and enjoy the show. Next, let's take a look at the group gathering kiosk. You can book it for a fee. Restrooms are accessible nearby, and it has a nice chimney, as you can see. We are quickly approaching the end of this video, but before I let you go, I would like to take you towards the park's entrance to find the trail that hikers walk to find a place where once stood a fire tower. In less than a 10-minute walk, we arrive at the place. In fact, there have been 2 towers at this site. The first one was built in 1930s and was made out of logs. The second was also wooden, but a much lighter design. From its top, rangers from the Texas Forest Service scanned the treetops for smoke. If they saw a wildfire, they'd use compasses and surveying equipment to manually figure out the fire's location. Well friends, that's it for this episode. My wife and I had a great time here in this park, and we are sure that you will too. I thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, and as I usually say, happy travels!